roster back into yourself. Once you put the roster back into yourself, there's nothing you can do.
How long does that probably take, like that time?
It takes about 2 weeks for the roster to come in.
Like if you're smoking every day for 2 weeks,
yes.
it's gonna, like if you stop, it's gonna come.
Gonna come. So yeah, that's where once the roster came into my system, then I was forced to smoke. And then I didn't know how to hustle here until I started stealing. I started doing a lot of stealing. As my eyes open, I crossed the road. I used to sleep opposite you. I used to cross the road, look anything here along this road to steal. I used to steal, sell it, go and smoke. Whole day that was my thing. Until I sleep in the afternoon. That was my life.
Yeah. So okay, you let's go back to like this incident where you end up going to jail. It's you and a friend of yours.
Yes.
What do you guys do? Do you guys have like a gun or?
We had 2 knives. Actually, it was not my idea. I'm not a violent person.
Sure.
I just take something and go. I'm not a person who likes to hurt someone. No, it's not me. So the guy I just met him that day.
Is it?
I don't know him.
Yeah.
He just came out from jail 4 days from 7 years. 4 days ago. He came out. He came out Monday. I met him Thursday. He came out from 7 years. On that Thursday that I met him, we decided to do this case and rob the taxis.
Sure.
And we get locked up same day.
But what's okay? Take me through this. So
as we are in Maritzburg,
he's
drinking somewhere, I am drinking somewhere.
Yeah.
As I finished drinking now alcohol, once I finished drinking, I want to get sober, so I was going to smoke. So I went, and as I'm going to go smoke, he stops me. And then we start to talk, introducing ourselves. He says he's also going to smoke. So we both go smoke. He takes out his cold drink, he sells it. Also. We smoke that money. As we're coming out,
during the day?
Nighttime, it's about 10 o'clock.
Okay.
He tells me, okay, right, let's rob 1-2 people. So the first person we catch, we take 2 phones. That person was coming out from the camps. That phone, we couldn't sell it because it wasn't a camera phone. So we go down to Raystop. Raystop is another place in Maritzburg. It's like a small time city. We go there, we find the first meter taxi, we jump in, we tell the person we're going certain place. The time he's taking us to certain place, my accused is in the back seat, I'm in the front seat. My accused gets him with the headlock, I tie him up, we put him in a boot, take the money, leave the car certain place. We radio control for another taxi. We do the same thing. On the 5th taxi, they were looking for us. Because the person that we robbed was an Indian. And when we put him in a boat, me and my accused, we started arguing because he says he knows this person and he wants to give him the money back and let him to go. But how can you do that when you finish to rob him?
Sure.
As we are arguing, this person decides to push the back seat down and take the radio control and radio control the cops while we are outside. So while we are still there, the cops are on the way. The meter taxis, about 30 of them were on the way.
You didn't see him do this?
We did not see him do it.
Sure.
They were all on the way. The time we start running, dog units were already there. But they caught me first. They caught my accused about 20 minutes later. The money they never catch on me. The phone, there was 5 phones. It wasn't a dog unit car, dropped it, but they got it. The money, they didn't find the money.
Sure.
Accused, they also never find the money on him. Yeah. So that's how the case happened.
Okay, and then you end up...
That case was in 2017.
Yeah.
I got sentenced 2 years. How many years was it? It was 2 years.
Sure.
Yeah, 2 years.
What was initially like your first experience of like going to jail or going to prison?
It was a very, how I can say, I was in juvenile. The worst section.
Sure.
In jail works with number. Either you left or either you are right.
Sure.
Left hand side is 28, right hand side is 26.
Sure.
Always remember that. Even when you go in the room, in a jail, any room you go into,
sure,
it's whichever side you want.
Sure.
The right hand side always is the 26 side. Left hand side is always 28. So when you come into any room, automatically you know which is your side.
Okay.
Don't be a 26 and go to a 28 side, or be a 26 and go on the side, because in the end there's always, how I can say, we got our own way to discipline.
Sure.
If you do things like that.
Sure.
So at first when I went in jail, I was not a number. I had it hard. People used to take my things. Because also, to be honest, I didn't know Zulu.
Sure.
But the number is not in Zulu, it's in Stallion. So, but I had to know Zulu. I stayed for about 9-10 months until I got on with a little bit Zulu. Then they made me a crook.
Sure.
Well, that's all just bluffing me at first.
Sure.
Until I had to learn everything myself. Then I came out, and then when I went back in the second time around, that's when I learned everything properly, how it's going. Because if you are not left or right and you go into jail, it's very hard.
Is it?
Very hard.
Yeah.
You sleep on the floor, you go into court, you sit on the floor. There's nothing that you have any first preference.
Sure.
You can't carry anything.
Sure.
You can't do anything. There's nothing that no freedom. So the only thing that helps me was taking the number in the jail.
Sure.
That if I go in the jail, I'm protected. Besides being protected, no one touches me.
Sure. You have like somewhat of a family.
We are one. You touch one, you touch all. But you have to be that person who you say you are.
Sure.
You have to answer those questions. It's like an interview also.
Sure.
It's like question and answer. And there's certain answers, you cannot just give me your own answer. No.
Sure.
If I ask you what color is that hat, you must tell me the hat is black. You cannot tell me the hat is red, because I know it's black.
Sure.
It's questions like that. So.
But how do you get this information? Is it just a matter of you finding a person that you're close to?
It's called a special book. The special book was not literally written.
Yeah.
It's in the person's brain.
It's like a thing you have to memorize.
And you have to memorize it.
But I'm saying, in order for you to memorize, who are you getting it from?
Not from anyone. You get it from that O that's in that position.
Sure.
Because anyone in a lower position, they cannot give you the number, because the time when that next person is going to ask you, he's going to ask you about that person who gave it to you. And you must be able to also tell him about how many stamps that person got or what that person does.
Sure.
If you cannot tell him about that person, then it means you're a fraudster. You got it from someone who don't. You got it from a lower class.
So it's like these people are the generals, essentially. Where it's the generals that get to.
The generals don't actually give you the generals got O's that's lower than them that gives you.
Sure.
But the general will be there. He will be there to make sure, because the time when they're asking who was there, you're going to have to open every O's page over there to tell him, okay, right, this O was there, this is his job. This O was there, that's his job. That O was there, that's his job. That O was there, that's his job. You have to open all those pages. If you miss one page or thing, it's a problem.
Because now you're.
But also the number tells